Just do it afraid. If you are waiting for that day when you will not feel the fear, that day probably won't ever come. You have to do it afraid in spite of the fear. You know, when you see people out here living their dream, doing what it is that God has called them to do, serving people, serving one another, out here making a positive difference in the world, it's not that they don't feel fear. They do it in spite of the fear. We do it because we have been called to do something that is greater than ourselves. So we can't allow the fear, the insecurities, because we worried about what people are going to say. We worried about what people are going to think about us, how people are going to feel about us. We can't worry about that. If we continue to worry about that and let that hold us back, we will never do what it is that God has called us to do. God has called you to do some great things, but you can't even move forward because you're so afraid. You waiting for the day when the fear is not going to be there and, oh, that's when I'm going to do it. No, that's not when you're going to do it, because that day will never come. You have to do it in spite of the fear. And that's why I'm creating a 5-week e-course. It's a women's empowerment e-course. And the first lesson in the course is, yes, you guessed it, do it afraid. Because I see so many people that has allowed fear to stop them from doing what it is that they should be doing. You know, we have so much that we should be doing, so much that we could be doing to make this world a better place. And you're feeling like you're not qualified. You're feeling like, oh, I'm not qualified to do this. He should be doing that. She should be doing that. I'm not the right person to do that. Yes, you are. If God has called you to do it, and he's not looking for somebody that's qualified, he's looking for somebody that's willing. All God needs is a willing vessel. A lot of people that you see that are serving and allowing God to use them in a great way, it's not because they were qualified. It's because they were willing. God just needs your yes. God just needs your yes, and he's going to guide you. He's going to lead you. He's going to take you wherever it is that he needs to take you. But you just have to give him a yes. You just have to be willing. God's not looking for somebody that's qualified. Most of the people that were in the Bible that God used, they weren't qualified. They didn't have no special certifications. They didn't have no special education. They weren't qualified in that way, but God used them. God used them to do some great things. So we can't keep allowing fear and insecurities, worried about what people are going to say. People are going to say what they want to say anyway, whether we're doing something or not. So, you know, we can't allow that to stop us. You know, there is so much work to be done that God needs you to do. And what he has called you to do, you're the only person that can do it. I mean, if you wasn't the person for the job, he wouldn't be constantly telling you you're the one that needs to do it. But yet you steady saying, oh, God's not talking to me. I'm not qualified to do this. God hasn't prepared me for this. Trust me, if he's called you to it, he's going to guide you through it. But you have to be willing to go through it and stop allowing the enemy, because that's where fear comes from, the enemy. God has not given us a spirit of fear. Fear comes from the enemy. You know why? Because the enemy does not want us to carry out the great work that God has for us. Amen. So God has called you to do this. And the enemy only has 3 missions in this world. And that's to kill, steal, and destroy. That's it. However he can do that, and if he can do that by allowing fear to stop you, guess what? He's winning. The enemy is winning by holding you back with fear. He is winning. So don't allow fear. Do it in spite of the fear. Because if you're waiting for the fear to go away, say, oh, that's when I'm going to do it, when I don't feel afraid, that's not going to ever happen. It won't happen. Because we're going to feel the fear. We're going to feel it. So you have been called for a great work. And I'm telling you, and I hope this word is encouraging you, because I know so many people that are not moving forward, not doing what it is that they should be doing. not doing what it is that they have been called to do, because they're afraid, because they feel the butterflies in their stomach. The butterflies are not going to go away. And the more you get closer to what it is that you should be doing, the more the butterflies are going to come. The more you're going to feel the fear, the more nervous you're going to be, the more insecure you're going to be, the more you're going to think people are talking about you, the more you think people are going to disapprove of you. That disease of wanting to be approved, that is a disease. Wanting to be approved by people, by man. God says, I have called you to this. I am going to lead you. I am going to guide you. Don't depend on man. We can't do it if we're sitting here waiting to get approval from men, from people. It's not going to happen. So we can't just keep on waiting for the day when we're not going to feel that fear. Feel that insecurity. Feel like we're not qualified. Because God does not call the qualified. He qualified those who he called. So we just have to say yes. We have to give God a yes. I'm going to do it, God. Use me, God. Just say, God, use me. And God is going to use you. God is going to use you in a mighty way. In a mighty way. There's so much work to be done. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Don't continue to be one of those few laborers. Get on the field. Get on the field and start doing some laboring. Start doing some laboring for God. God needs you. The world needs you. We need you. And we cannot continue to allow fear to hold us back, because God has so much in store for us. We cannot get to our next destination because fear has held us, has kept us from moving forward, from doing what it is that we should be doing. Don't allow the fear to stop us. God has so much in store for us, so much waiting on us around the corner. But if fear stops us from going, then we don't know what's around that corner. So do it afraid. Do it afraid. And I can't wait for my 5-week e-course to come out. The very first lesson in that course is do it afraid. Because there are too many people out here that are scared, that are thinking they're not qualified, that are thinking they don't have anything significant to share, thinking they don't have anything significant to say, that nothing is significant about their life. You are special. Everything about you is significant. So don't let anybody tell you that you're not special, that you're not significant, and that you don't have anything to offer in this world. You do. We all have something to offer, but we have to believe that. You have to believe that you have something to offer. If you don't believe that about yourself, nobody else is going to believe it. I have to believe this about myself, because I cannot depend on people to say, Cynthia, you have something to offer. Cynthia, you are special. God has already given me that approval. God has already told me. So that's why I don't apologize for anything I say. I don't apologize for anything I do, because God has already given me authority. God has already given me the power. Hey, there was somebody over there. God has already approved me to go forward. And guess what? He's already approved you too. You're just afraid. So what, you're going to continue to be afraid and not do what it is God has called you to do? This great and mighty work? I don't know. I know I'm not. I'm going to do it afraid, because I'm always afraid. But guess what? Still going to do it. Still going to do it, because what God has called me to do is bigger than me. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about God's people. It's about God's people. And so that's all that matters. Amen. So I'm looking forward to this 5-week e-course. I hope that you can benefit from this course. I will definitely make sure that you will get an opportunity to be a part of this women's empowerment course, because it's really going to help you. It's really going to bless your life, because there are so many people, men and women, that are just not Stepping out on faith first of all. You know, faith without works is dead. So we have to believe and trust that when God says he's going to be with us, that he is going to be with us. And we just have to do it, no matter how we feel. You know, it's too many people that are relying on emotions, relying on how they feel. And it is stopping a whole lot of people from doing what it is that they have been called to do, because we have all been called to do something. Whether you figure out what it is or not, you have been called. And you have been called for something great. You have not just been called for some mediocre work. You have been called to do something great. And what you have been called to do, you are the only person that can do it. So stop making excuses. Stop saying I'm going to do it tomorrow. Stop saying I'm going to do it next month. Stop saying I'm going to do it next year. Now is the time. Now is the time. The fear is not going anywhere. So stop using fear as an excuse. Stop using I'm not qualified as an excuse. Stop using don't have no certification as an excuse. Stop it. God does not call the qualified. He qualifies those he called. So stop that. Stop making excuses. And do it. Just do it. Now. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Not next year. Because you're never going to be prepared for what it is that God has called you to do. Because he's going to prepare you as you go. When you take one step, God is going to help you take the next step. But you have to take the first step. God cannot show you what's around the corner if you're not willing to go. He's only going to give you enough light to take the next step. Okay? So, y'all take care and y'all be blessed. And don't allow fear to stop you from doing what it is that God has called you to do. Okay? Bye-bye. I love y'all. Take care.